Coulthard second, and
fantastic race. I mean, his work effort inside the car. Look at it. Look, it's just very smooth. Not really even any sweat on the guy when we saw him in the conference there with the press, but he has come out of his brother's shadow. Ralf Schumacher can now stand up on his own 2 feet and say, I am a Grand Prix winner, and psychologically this guy is going to move on. And a great situation there for BMW, Williams and Michelin. You know, we want to see more of this in Formula One.
Are you a bit surprised about that particular package, that they've become winners so quickly?
I'm very surprised and incredibly impressed. I mean, I think a lot of people down the pit lane were thinking that it was all going to come together, but only the 4th race into this season, and Michelin have done something with their tyres. BMW have only been around a season or so. Williams are back. We know the strengths of them, but years gone by. But you know, it is impressive to see these guys already winning the Grand Prix this early on in the season.
As we said, the turnout here wasn't quite as big as expected. They were all looking though towards Michael Schumacher, but it was never really going to be his day, was it?
He just didn't look that good this weekend. I mean, we saw it in Brazil even. You know, he got done a couple of times on the racetrack, overtaken, and I think Tony would agree. I mean, the guy just didn't look that impressive, did he?
Well, and also we've got this mystery, haven't we, from Brazil? What went wrong? What's happening with the car? At one point, Schumacher radioed into Ross and said, have you put my tyres on the wrong way around? We never had an explanation for that. We will hopefully get an explanation why they went on the wooden tyres and the others went on the normal rubber ones, but it's strange. And you know, all the Italians here, imagine the press tomorrow at Gazzetta dello Sport. There's going to be huge inquests.
Okay, we will take a closer look at what happened to Michael Schumacher at the San Marino Grand Prix in a couple of minutes' time. There's also a terrific competition still to come for you. We are reviewing the San Marino Grand Prix, won by Ralf Schumacher. David Coulthard, though, is the joint leader of the World Championship. Ralf is elder brother Michael. We're not going to be quite sure what has happened. I don't know whether Ferrari will ever tell us what has happened to their car in this race, but when Montoya went past him, we feared that something might be wrong.
Yes, something definitely went wrong there. I mean, obviously we saw that the guy had a puncture early on, but also at this point we see the video here, he's got an obvious gearbox problem and he's lost a couple of places. Will we find out? I don't think so. Them guys there, they keep all those you know, problems to themselves. They don't want anybody else down the pit lane to find out what their issues were. Yeah,
we got 1 or 2 sharp operators there that might just give us a best guess. He came in, Michael Schumacher went back out again, but well, thousands of the Tifosi headed for the hills when he pulled out of the race.
Yeah, very unfortunate really. I mean, yeah, the crowd did dwindle once Michael went out of the race, but something obviously up. You know, the puncture early on, then back out again, didn't like the way the car felt. Yeah, he did say that maybe he saw something wrong with the brakes, and the end of his day. But you know, a great shame to see the Ferrari out, but you know, also good for for David Coulthard. I mean, good for him. I mean, more strength and more points.
Absolutely. Terrific day for Williams as far as Ralf Schumacher is concerned. Juan Pablo Montoya gave us, once again, lots of thrills, but ended up with nothing.
He's still got a long way to go, and he's not having the luck running with him. But and I know Mark has raced him in the States and seen him firsthand, this incredible car control. But what we love about him is his controlled aggression, the way he can force his way past. Here they've come out after the pit stop. You know, Trulli's in front of him. There's 6th place there, 1 point up for grabs. Goes all the way through and then into the Tamburello. Look, gets inside him here, sticks it all the way out and gets through. I mean, it's a joy to watch. And for those people who said there's no overtaking in Formula One, with the new aerodynamic rules, you can get much closer up behind the guy's rear wings. Not quite as much dirty air. Wouldn't bother him anyway, would it? Dirty air, he'd just go for it anyway.
We spoke about his lack of experience at pit stops before the race. Well, he negotiated one okay, and although he might have been having problems with the clutch or something like that, the second one was curtains for him.
Well, I think it's a situation really that the fuel got stuck in there. Look, the hose is stuck, they can't get it out. At this point he's got a load of revs on the engine, and these Formula One clutches are so fragile. I think he's probably just frazzled the clutch, burnt it out. And you see they put it up on stands, they tried to get the wheel spinning because it's stuck in gear. And actually something a little bit crazy, I thought they dropped him off the stands and he shot off with the wheel spinning, and very lucky he didn't take a few guys with him, but obviously done a lot of damage and had to pull out the race. But you know, not his problem there. Unfortunate circumstances.
You're still confident that Juan Pablo's going to deliver for us, are you? I've
still got my bet on down at the bookies, yeah, so don't worry.
They got a few pizza parlours around here, haven't they? Lots of fires and things like that. And Imola, as always, gave us 1 or 2 spectacular blowouts, didn't they?
Yeah, it's strange as well because, as Mark was saying earlier on, you got the real, that was Mazzucani going, that was the Ferrari engine, that was a big one. Then we had Villeneuve as well with the Honda engine. And then Irvan, which was even worse because he's saying, look, good old reliable R2, that'll get us home, and reliability will go for it. And they used the development of the Cosworth engine in qualifying yesterday. It's very rare to see flames coming out of the Jaguar like that.
Okay, Jenson Button got round okay, didn't he, Mark? And again, he'll take a deep breath. Well, he had a tough old time here last year, was beaten by the curbs, but he's nowhere near competing at the sharp end of races these days.
No, but listen, he's got a little skirmish there for the chicane, but this is not his problem. It's like horse racing, you know, best jockey in the world and an old nag, never going to win. And, you know, we've got to analyse it like that. The Benetton is not where it should be. Jenson, don't give up. He's got the talent, that kid.
Good. I should just tell you about a terrific record that Williams have here at San Marino. The latest victory for Ralf Schumacher, and just look at that, going back to Mansell in 87, Patrese in 90, Mansell again 92, Prost in 93, Damon Hill 95 and 6, Heinz Harald Frentzen in 97, and Ralf Schumacher in 2001. Williams comfortably the most successful constructor in San Marino. Let's hear from Patrick Head, key figure in the Williams team. Here he is talking to Louise.
Patrick, first of all, congratulations. Winning isn't a new thing for Williams, but you've had to wait a little while for this one, so how does it compare to the others?
Yeah, it is a long time ago, 97, towards the end of 97 since we won last, and memory is short in this business, and I've certainly forgotten it, but it's good to be back, and one can only say Ralf drove an absolutely faultless race. He didn't put a foot wrong.
You've been kind of threatening to do this since the start of the season. Does this mean that we're likely to see a lot more victory for Williams this year?
I mean, I don't know. Obviously we'd like it to be, but we'll just go to every race and try and do our best. And you know, there's always a chance from whether we get the car well set to the track, and whether the tyres that Michelin bring to the track are absolutely right. But they've done an absolutely brilliant job in the last few races, and you know, really pleased to see that. Yeah.
Now, a few nervous faces in the garage towards the end of the race. Were you one of them?
I was probably a bit twitchy. Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, thanks.
Got to mention ex-Williams driver David Coulthard leading the championship.
Yeah, I mean, faultless performance from him. He was superb, but by contrast, Hakkinen was awful. He was lacklustre. And I think a message from all of us here, get the weight behind David Coulthard. He's your man at McLaren, and he's got a very good shot at the title.
Okay, let me just check the drivers' standings for you. 4 races gone, 26 apiece. Michael Schumacher and David Coulthard, Rubens Barrichello in 3rd place, but only just after 10 points for Ralf Schumacher. Nick Heidfeld, 7 for Sauber, and Heinz Harald Frentzen 6 for Jordan. And the constructors, Ferrari, a 10-point lead over McLaren, Mercedes, Williams in 3rd place, Jordan 4th, Sauber and BAR Honda. Okay, now your competition. If you like your football, you fancy a trip to Milan and Monaco, here you go. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to attend 2 of the world's greatest sporting events. The UEFA Champions League final, then the Monaco Grand Prix. It all starts on the 23rd of May with the climax of the European season at Milan's San Siro Stadium. Then on to Monte Carlo for the weekend with full hospitality for qualifying and the race. And 2 lucky winners will get a pair of tickets to both. What a week it's going to be. All you have to do is answer this simple question. Who was the last Englishman to win the Monaco Grand Prix? Was it A, Johnny Herbert, B, Nigel Mansell, or C, Graham Hill? A, Herbert, B, Mansell, C, Graham Hill. The number to call, 09065 811 811. 09065 811 811. We'll repeat the question at the Spanish Grand Prix in a couple of weeks' time. These great prizes, by the way, courtesy of Foster's, sponsors of our ITV F1 website, and the very best of luck to you all. Of course, you can catch all the Formula One news on that ITV F1 website. A load of Ferrari fans leaving Imola, knowing that the other Schumacher, Ralf, has won the San Marino Grand Prix here this afternoon. Okay, coming up for you, A little bit later on, just before midnight, highlights of the race, more reaction, and that show repeated as always. ITV2, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And a couple of weeks' time, we go to Barcelona, live qualifying. 11:30 on the Saturday, the race live from 12:15 on the Sunday. Highlights later on. Sum it all up for us. Final thoughts from you, Mark.
Great day, Ralf Schumacher, very impressive. But I'm so happy for DC, and we touched on it during the weekend. Consistency, points make prizes, and I think he's got a good chance to go for the big prize at the end of the year.
Tony?
Traction control returns in Spain, but I don't think that's going to make a massive amount of difference. I just think it might make the playing field even a little bit more level, and we've got this great potential three-way race for the title in 2001. It's going to be even more exciting, so stay tuned.
Absolutely right. Okay, well, Ralphie Schumacher has certainly served his apprenticeship okay, hasn't he? Starting back in Melbourne in 1997. This his 70th race, and Ralf Schumacher is finally on top of the podium. Michelin and Williams are winners again in Formula One. Our congratulations to them and to the BMW power that brought Ralf Schumacher his victory today. But above all, don't forget David Coulthard, the Scot, joint leader of the championship as we head for Catalonia and Barca. Bye-bye.